Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. It's surprising, I mean, the plough isn't all that big, it's only 3-furrow plough, but it's surprising how quickly you can get through a field, even with a little plough like this. And I mean, yes, in real life, if I was to put it in the ground and then reverse up across the field with it, it probably wouldn't be very quick after that, doing anything at all, other than just being some kind of rather expensive paperweight. But certainly at the moment, it's doing what we want. And it's quicker just to lift up, reverse, drop back in, than it is to bother turning the plough over and then driving back up the other way. I've seen plenty of people doing this in real life. Plenty of people doing this. Because not only that, if we turn round, we flip the plough, we're then pulling uphill, which is actually going to burn through more diesel, so it would be more expensive. And because of the short runs, it would take longer to turn it round. It would probably use more fuel to just do the turning round, even if it was on the level. And then you got to, like, half your runs you're pulling uphill, which is altogether more difficult. Does make life more difficult when you're doing your ploughing. So this is definitely the option that we want to take. I can't remember how many trees I had earmarked. There's 4 or 5 trees that we've got to do, isn't there? Actually want to take a quick look and see how many trees we are going to take out. So I wanted to take that one. I was going to try and leave these other 2 over here. Then over this way, we were thinking of taking that 1 tree out there and leave the rest because we've got like the stones in the way anyway. At that one and that one. So it's 1 tree. I'm going to leave those 2 down there by the road as well. 1, 2, 3 up there, plus 4 down there. And then over here, I was thinking I'd probably leave that one. Do anything with that one. Nothing up this end either. It's just kind of, do I remove any of those? And no, I don't think I will. We've got some stumps here that we need to clear. And we will leave that one where it is for now. Possibly we'll come back and we'll get that one. But here what we're going to do is, like, the field will go right across here where these stumps are. But that tree and that tree I will take out. So there's 2, 3, and number 4 is that one right there. So we've only got 4 to take out. Unfortunately, they're all the slightly more difficult ones to do. So we've got to clear the branches and stuff like that. So it is going to take a bit of time to clear them. But we're going to have a bit of time because we're going to be busy working on planting this field with Tatipos. So it's going to take a minute or 2 to get this planting done. And then once the planting is done, we've then got the glorious privilege of waiting until the potatoes are ready. I mean, we do also have to go and cultivate the fields up behind us, and we want to plant all of that field with grass ready for our next grassed harvest, something like that. Grass harvest would probably be what we're looking for. Ready for that, only this time the field is all properly ploughed, there's no weeds, we've got the outside edges of the field all marked up where we wanted it. I mean, yes, I've heard several times that regardless of whether you plough or put lime on the field, that doesn't actually affect the yield of grass harvests in any way, shape or form. It only affects the arable crops and not the grass. Now, I have had that questioned a few times by people who've been watching the videos, but as yet I have not seen any data to suggest that that might be inaccurate. And a few people have tested it quite extensively on the Discord channel and keep coming to the same conclusion. that lime and ploughing does not affect grass yields. Now, it doesn't actually state anywhere in the game manual, in the escape menu, whether or not it does. It just talks about there being a hit if you don't put lime and fertilizer on the fields. But it doesn't talk about it in the slightest about whether or not it affects grass or anything like that. It doesn't state one way or the other whether it affects grass. And you'd think that maybe that they would just put a little thing in there to say, yes, this also affects grass. But this is the argument that I've had from some people in the comment section, stating, well, that's why they haven't bothered to state specifically that it also affects grass, because it does. They would state that it doesn't affect grass if that was the case. But the testing that has been done by a lot of people indicates otherwise. That the testing does actually suggest that grass is not affected by weeds, it's not affected by lime, and it's not affected by fertilizer. Fertilizer is lime, and not affected by ploughing requirement either. So if it needs to be ploughed and you haven't ploughed it, if you're planting grass in there, it will not affect your yield. Now, don't quote, but don't. Well, you can quote me on it. Just don't take me as the source. You need to actually go and check these things yourself. It's no good just kind of saying, well, I roughly had this much and I had roughly had this much. The way that the tests that I've seen have been run have been, we have an area of land right here. There is no grass around the edges, so you can't like accidentally go and mow in a little bit extra here and there. There is just this much grass. We have done it with full fertilizer, so 2 lots of fertilizer on the grass. And in order to fully test everything, it's 2 lots of fertilizer, and then it's the grass is cut using the same mower every time. Every blade of grass is cut, and then it's all gathered up. And then to properly test it, what you've got to do then is, once you've done that, you've then got to reload the save game, do it again, run a second test, and run a third test, all doing the same thing, exactly the same thing, with no changes whatsoever. And then you go and... so you've got 3 lots of data, and see if they all come out with the same yield on them to start with, and so there's no changes to any circumstances whatsoever. And then you can start testing the other bits. So you could go and put lime on the field, you could go and put herbicide on the field, and then let the grass grow. And then finally you can put, you know, plow the field and apply, apply. I've seen various testing done. I did see a data sheet where someone had done something like that, and they'd started out with a cultivated field that was a set size. It didn't matter what the size was, and they didn't plow the field, they didn't put lime on it, they did put fertilizer with the grass as they planted grass onto it. They then applied fertilizer after the first growth stage, and so it had 2 rounds of fertilizer on the field, and then they harvested it, and they did this three times, and then gave the results. Then what they did was they went through those steps, but they also applied herbicide part way through as well when the weeds were growing. I'm not sure if the weeds came up through or whether they put that on as a preventative measure. I'm not sure about that. And they did that 3 times, and then they gave the data, and then they did the same with applying lime on the field 3 times, and then they did it with ploughing, and then they did some combinations as well. I mean, the person who did this must have spent hours and hours and hours doing this bit of research. And ultimately, it came back that there was no difference whatsoever in any of it. Right, I'm going to bring that one down to the smallest area that we can get to. We're going to tab through until we find not that one, this one. Yeah. And what I want to do is I want to bring this over here like this. And I just want to bring that down there. That's all I wanted to do. And I'm also going to bring it down here, and I'm going to do the same here on the corner, just there, like that. That's all I'm going to do. And then we're going to go up here, because we've managed to get it all in line. And it's actually already in line up there. The only thing is there's a little bit of like a corner over there. See that kind of ridge bit? But I'm not going to get involved with that. That's going to stay exactly as it is. We're going to leave it. So I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy with the work that's been done there. So we need to... We're not going to be doing any plowing for a minute or two now. We want to get going with the... We might actually put a track around the side of the field here to join up over there so that we can join up with our plowing area. Our plowed area. But we won't do that just yet. So you can wait there a minute and not do anything for a second, because this tractor is faster. This tractor... How are you not... Oh. You need to actually press R to start charging. My bad. Yeah. Okay, well... Oh, wait a minute. She tells us there as well. 5 minutes. Right, well, in which case we will leave it there and let it carry on charging, and I will just drop the plow here for a second, and we'll come back in a minute for it. So that one can stay there. You don't have access to this land. Yeah, well, fortunately, I don't actually want to do any plowing on the land. What I want to do is I want to go and get the... I'm going to get the trailer, actually, because that's the slightly heavier machine, and that's the one that we'll come back to with this one to move around. So we get the trailer, we will... I'll tell you what, we'll also stop in the garage first and load this one back up with, we'll refuel. And then we're going to get that trailer. We'll load up the 4,000 litres of seed that we've got in there. We'll bring that back over, and then we want to get our planter and get going with that one as well. So we'll pull in here. We'll fill up. Fortunately, this bloke sells red right here. So I'll reload there. 60 euros of red diesel right there. And round and around we go. And we'll go and get this trailer. So this trailer right here is the one that looks like it was put together by a sledgehammer. The one and only sledgehammer trailer. So I'm just going to hitch that one onto there. And I want to have a look. What do we got? Refill auger wagons, also known as chaser bins, are trailers that have their own screw conveyor. 0 pipe out. Okay, so there's nothing else on here. Just going to go refill like that. It's not close enough to the others. This one will hold up to 8,000 litres. Now, we're not going to be able... I don't think we can tip with this one anywhere. So I don't think we could go and use this one as a normal tipping trailer in any way. I just don't think that would work. So I can load that into there. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to buy one more pallet of seed. Another 1,000 litres. Okay. And that one's over there. I'm going to unhitch this trailer a second, and I'm going to go over to the seed drill, potato planter over here. And I'm going to load that one up with 500 litres right there. And then I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to load the last 500 into this trailer, and then we'll take this back over to our farm. Go in there like that, and reload that 500 in there. Something I'm curious about. Do we have any more jobs? We have 2 fertilizer and a weeding job. Field 21 is a weeding job. That's the little field over there. And then we've got 7 and 2 for fertilizer, which is that one and that one. To be quite honest, I can't be bothered to go and do those jobs at the moment. We might do them later. Right now, we have more important things to worry about, like not going too fast with this trailer. Those big old tires on there mean that he is leaning quite a bit as we go around the corner, so let's not go too fast. I like that it does that, though. I like that it does lean out a bit like that. Not very good for an auger wagon to just, you know, around a little bend like that already be sort of leaning over that bad. I mean, I guess it's an indication that the tyres are quite old and a bit soft. That's why he's leaning like that. See, if I go around this corner... Oh, he's not wanting to do it now. He did that way. He definitely leaned out around the corner as we went round. And it was a little bit disconcerting. We'll take this one out to the field. Go out over this way. Now, the track that I think that we should build is actually, I'm thinking, we'll bring it along here, so it'll be sort of lower edge of the field, and then come out there, which means that we'll probably want to remove that small tree as well. That one's going to be in the way, otherwise. This auger wagon would actually be better parked up here, on this little corner up here that we're not going to be using. And it's nice and level up here as well, so we can make use of it. I'll bring you in round here, like that. And I'll put you there, and then we can auger out. Ah, I see, it tips up like that, that's good. And we'll leave it like that, so I'm just going to unhitch it right there. So if I go into here, unload here, left control. I don't want to do an unload here option, so I'm just going to unhitch that trailer right there and hope that that is able... See, it's got a little electric motor on the end of it. I mean, you could argue it's a hydraulic motor, but, I mean, yeah, wait. Okay, fine, it's a hydraulic motor. And there's a little electric pump on the underside. I've done that trailer that I used to use to reload one of the seed drills that I used. Was... pretty much like that, and it had a little electric motor to drive the auger on it, and that's how we reloaded it, just a little electric motor. It worked absolutely perfectly. So I want to go into here, and how are we doing? We're fully charged. Excellent. So we'll go and turn this one round. I'll bring that one back, and I'm going to drop that one off right here. Yeah, like that. And we're going to rush off, and we're going to go and get the potato planter. We'll bring that back to the field. That was close. We'll bring that one back over here. We'll get started planting the potatoes. I think we'll do a couple of passes around the outside edge of the field first, and then we'll just let the hired help carry on and do the rest of it. Now, I'm hoping that the hired help can carry on and do the rest of it. Really hoping that we're not going to have any issues with hired help trying to do anything with this. It would be a major, major problem for us if the hired help is not able to do this work. Well, I say us. What I really mean is me, because I really, really don't want to manually plant this field of potatoes, regardless of how big or small it might be. Now, there isn't an option for unfolding it. I thought maybe the wheels there on the back... Right. Let's do that again, shall we? We definitely shouldn't be driving like that. Going round the wrong way on the roundabout. I was too busy looking at the wheels on the back of the planter. It's like there's two wheels missing. So we want to come round here. We get arrested if we go and do things like that. So there isn't an unfold option on the planter. There's nothing unfolding on that. Nothing happening there. So I don't really know what to make of that. We're going to go this way, and we're going to enter the field from this bit over here. We're going to drive up over the footpath. It's frowned upon, I suppose, but I reckon we'll be alright doing this. Okay, let's close that one down, and I'm just going to start right here. We'll go this way. So I'll lower you in. Why aren't you working? Oh! It doesn't turn on and off. This is a land-driven one. If you had a 3-point linkage on the back of the pickup, you could use the pickup truck to do this. It's purely a land-driven machine. It does mean that the tractor is... I mean, you wouldn't really be wanting to turn the corner with this one while you were using it anyway. It's not really something that you would go and do. So we want to try and keep this straight lines, really, and I'm gonna do a couple of bits along there. Just bring that up to about that point right there. I'm not going to go any further than that. And then I'm going to go over here. And we do the same again. So I'm just going to do a little bit right there like that. And then I'm going to do another line like that just here. $450 litres left. Right, it's not too bad, actually. I'm going to bring it over to this point. So I'm going to press H on there. And we'll see what the hired help will do. Just going along here. Now, it is struggling with it a little bit. And I'm only actually planning to let the hired help do a small amount to here. Now, we have got that tree in the way. Which is also potentially going to cause us some problems. But it looks like... the fact that it's ignoring the front weight that it's got, it's gonna do all right getting around that tree. We will remove that tree. I think we'll take both of these trees out down here because that little one's going to be in the way. We also want to build a track here as well, so that's they're both going to have to come out. But that's not a bad width there, really. Right, we're getting a reasonable amount done on each pass here, and it specifically states on this seed planter, this potato planter, that we can use it straight into ploughed ground. Doesn't need to be cultivated, which is saving us a bit of time. We're going to cultivate that over there, because the seed drill that we've got is not particularly suited for going straight into ploughed ground. So we're going to want to cultivate all of that one. But that's not this one down here. This one is planting our potato. We're actually doing potatoes, ladies and gentlemen. We are actually doing potatoes here in the field. Now, I'm only just doing this bit along the bottom to start with. I'm then going to turn round and I'm going to... What are you doing now? Ah, I see. Coming up round that way. I'm going to do a pass... or two up and down there against the track, I think. Once we've done a little bit more here. I don't think there's very much more. What do we reckon? Possibly just once more would be enough. And then there's another little bit down there, but I'll do that later. This is looking good. I mean, yeah, we haven't got any fertilizer on the field, but... we don't have fertilizer to use on our field, unfortunately. We've got no fertilizer at all. We can go and put lime on the field, so we'll go and spread some lime on this afterwards. Once we're done with this bit, because it does need lime, we will go and spread some lime on the field. So, we got this lime situation. We will put lime on the potatoes once it's done, because you can use lime on... Excuse me, sorry. You can use lime on the fields even when it's organic. So we could still do that. Right, I'm going to actually stop that one right there. And I'm not going to worry about doing the rest of that stuff over there, like this little bit here, backwards and forwards. But what I will do, I think, is we'll start going around the outside edge on this side. And we'll run it up through here. I'm actually thinking that just while we do the manual stuff, it would be faster if we went and got our other tractor. Then we'll use this tractor for doing the trees and dragging them around, because this is 100 horsepower compared to the other one, which is only 60 horsepower. So this one, I think, is going to be better suited to dragging the trees out and then doing the stump grinding. And then when we've done that, we can sort of do the rest of it. But just for a minute, while we got this going on, just while I'm doing the manual work around the edge of the field here, we'll use... It's a bit rough there, isn't it? We'll use this tractor to do it. Let's swap these over. So we'll lower you down like that. And do that. Now, our fertilizer spreader, I think, is actually one that is okay to do lime as well. So what we could do is, while we're doing planting with this one, we'll manually go around... Hang on, let's go to... Let's get this one... We'll drive this one straight back over to our yard a minute. We will double check the lime situation, but I am 99% certain that our spreader can be used with lime. We need to get some lime and start spreading it on the fields. Now, it is going to be a bit of a slow process doing that, admittedly, but it will still do it. So we want to bring you back over here. You've got fertilizer in you at the moment. Let's get that one on there. I'll bring you forward. I've got 12 grand at the moment. I want to lower that one down, and then we need to undo that. Put fertilizer out. Lift that one up. Yeah, you go over there for a minute, and I'll shut that engine off. Now I can go back to this one. Lower you into the ground. And that is altogether better. So to start with, what we'll do is we'll have this tractor doing the potato planting work. And then when we've gotten some of the potatoes in the ground... Well, not necessarily, it doesn't really matter about how many potatoes are in the ground. Once we've gone over this area with the spreader and the lime, and we've limed this little bit down here, we can then swap them back over again. The electric tractor can carry on doing the potato planting, and this tractor we will use for removing the trees. After we've done the trees, then we can come back and swap them back over again, possibly, and have the electric tractor doing the work with the lime. The reason that I want to have the electric tractor doing the work with the lime rather than this one is because we're going to have to reload a few times. And the closest point to reload... Oh, wait a minute. There's a bit there. There's a thing. Look. Closest point to no. Here. This one right here. There's actually a lime station right there. Right there. Go into the map. Lime station right there. Right on the... That is actually fantastic. So we can use that. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.